Greetings, everyone. This is me again, Zahra Jawad here. Sorry, this was a message. Um, so, come to help you leave Islam and finding the simplest contradiction in the Quran now. As usual, it's buffering here. Sorry for the buffering. Okay, so save the best for last. Song by Vanessa Williams. Seems that someone saved this for the last, and I have to give it to you. A very simple contradiction in the Quran ayat, Surah between Surah Ankabut and Surah Naziyat ayats. So this is everything should be easy for Allah, right? So in Surah Naziyat, 79th chapter of the Quran, Surah of the Quran, 27 ayah, it states, what are you the more difficult to create, or the heaven? Allah had constructed it. So I looked at the Arabic word. It says that Allah, but the Arabic word means constructed it. You know, like a builder constructing a building. So this is quite strange, right? Another point. So are you more difficult to create, or let's put it, give you another translation of it as I remember in my own words, perhaps. Then you can check that translation. Are you more? Is your creation more difficult, or the heavens? Allah constructed it, meaning the heaven. So this means that the Creator finds the heavens creation more difficult because He constructed it, right? And then there should be nothing difficult, more difficult or less difficult or even difficult for Allah. Someone like Allah who says, He says it is, He says be and it is in Surah Yasin. When He intends a thing, He says to it be and it is, or in another verse when He just, if intention is not used, when He wills, another word, Arabic word is used, right? And if He's created the earth, heavens and all in 6 days, that wouldn't mean anything that it's difficult for Him, but, we take it in another words that He can just say, He says be and it is. So it was done in 7 days, that was the way it was. By nature or in time, God was giving us this, my own explanation of such Quran ayats. But difficult or easy, no. I mean, it is easy for Allah because Surah Ankabut, 29 chapter Surah of the Quran, ayat 19 says, have they not considered how Allah begins creation and then repeats it? So it is about creation here. Nothing else but creation. And repeating it also. Indeed, that for Allah is easy. So I even looked at the Arabic word by word in Quran.com, and it says easy for the Arabic word in English translation. So then we have a contradiction here. Very obvious for any donkey. Well, I wouldn't say donkey because I don't want to insult a donkey at all. It's an animal who, a masoom, innocent animal, can't even speak and protect himself. Whereas my Allah, my former Allah, could insult the Jews by saying that, they're like donkeys and insulting donkeys too. In Surah Jummah, right? They're like donkeys with books, carrying books just like that without reading it and understanding it, without understanding what they're reading. So Anyhow, so I would say even a 6-year-old who Prophet Muhammad married Aisha, they say in the hadiths, Sunni hadiths, or 7-year-old, 9-year, when he consummated the marriage with her, and made a rule, as the Shias would say. So 6-year-old could get this, could see that there's a contradiction between Surah 79 ayat 27 and Surah 29 ayat 19. Obvious, there's nothing to debate about or discuss. Maybe knowing the some of the Muslim minds very into this, I don't know how, but let's say, yes, maybe I should do a little bit like more difficult to create or less difficult to create or even difficult to create now. And even if you take the other translation, not the Yusuf Ali translation, still know that Allah had constructed it, right? Allah constructed it. So construction, it's like human construction. Or Allah constructed it? How can Allah construct it? When He originates creation without giving thought to it, without imitating anyone, things like that. So how can a word like construction be used here? Or constructed it in this way. Construction be used here for Allah. And this is what it is. So this is an obvious, simplest contradiction. Now the result of this contradiction is, as you read the Surah Ankabut ayats, so you can't believe in this anymore, for Allah uses such an argument to tell you to believe in Him, His signs and His guides, right? So anyways, if not even that, let's see. Surah Ankabut ayat 19, what? I just read the ayat. So after this ayat, God tells you, say, 20th ayat, in the 20th ayat, say, travel in the earth and see how He makes the first creation, then Allah creates the latter creation. Surely Allah has power over all things. So it is easy for Allah. Yet they do not believe the ayats previous. If you reject the truth, meaning nations before you did indeed reject the truth, whatever truths came to them, through the previous messengers also, you may say, and including this. And nothing is incumbent on the messenger but a plain delivering. So whenever the messengers came from Allah's messengers and gave you the truth, they rejected it. So see, what do they not consider? So consider how Allah originates the creation, then reproduces it. Surely that is easy for Allah. So this is like one of the signs Allah is giving you. And it's one of the greatest signs, is creation. He always says, against the polytheist gods also, is there someone who created it, originated it, without thinking this, that, why do you believe in these other gods, right? So creation is very important for Allah to use against the polytheist gods and all also that. Then you see where I started Surah Ankabut is from 16 ayat. And when we sent Ibrahim, when he said to his people, serve Allah and be careful of your duty, meaning your duty in brackets, to him, to Allah. This is best for you if you did but know. Then Abraham uses things against idol worshippers in the 17th ayat of Surah Ankabut. You only worship idols besides Allah and you create a lie. So they are creating a lie while again you go to the, what Allah has created is the truth. Surely they whom you serve besides Allah do not control for you any sustenance even. In this ayat it says like, and the other ayats it's like besides Allah, like I said, do not create anything, right? So creation also is used in this way to against the idols they worship, or whoever they worship, people, men, messenger, they're awliya, Surah Zumar ayat 3. Therefore, seek the sustenance from Allah. Yeah. And get spoils of war. You'll get many spoils of war, many spoils of war. Allah has given you that. Seeking sustenance from Allah. You know what is seeking sustenance from Allah? I don't think it's spoils of war. A great man would never do this. You've defeated them now. Let them have their... But everything... You see, you can't apply the English saying or the saying that wherever it comes from, that everything is fair in love and war. For this, Islam and the Quran writes. And serve him and be grateful to him you shall be brought back. So all of this falls apart once you see that there is a contradiction in the Quran, a very easy one. Even a child can see, 6-year-old I think. Now, children have become quite intelligent. 18, and if you reject the truth, nations before you did indeed reject, and nothing is incumbent on the messenger but a plain delivering of the message. 29, 19 now. 19 ayat. What? Do they not consider how Allah originates the creation, then reproduces it? This is Shakir's translation. Surely that is easy for Allah or to Allah, right? Whereas in Surah Naziyat, I showed you which is the harder to create, you or the heavens? And Allah constructed it. Contradiction, and on the word construction, objection, that Allah constructed it. Then 20th say travel in the earth and see how he makes the first creation. Then Allah creates the latter creation. Surely Allah has power over all things. So not construction, please. He has power over all things, yes. But constructing the heavens, no. 21, he punishes, okay, this is, so he punishes whom he pleases, has mercy on whom he pleases, and to him you shall be turned back. God knows who. Please don't be turned back to thinking this is the true God and we're going back to him. 22, and you shall not escape in the earth nor in the heaven, and you have neither protector nor a helper besides Allah. But with Allah you do, in Surah Maidah 55, the messenger and the believer who bows and gives zakat and all this, who goes in ruku. So, all this falls apart, you see. All the science is telling you, so say travel. If you just say, no, okay, whatever, even if it's say travel in the earth and see how he makes the first creation, what do you not consider how Allah originates the creation? Back and forth. And so all this, even starting from 16, I thought of starting from Surah Ankabut ayat 16, to tell you that these guides that Allah has used for you to follow, their guidance, Allah's guidance is their guidance, right? It all should fall apart. Whatever in the Surah Ankabut, the ayats against polytheists, whatever ayats given to follow whom as messengers, plain delivering of the message, everything is falling apart here. So we've got in one, all what is against the polytheists. So you, creator, the best supreme creator. So you can't believe in this anymore, for Allah uses such an argument, right? Such an argument here in Surah Ankabut ayat 19. But here in Surah Naziyat ayat 27, it's against this Surah Ankabut ayat 19. What? Are you the more difficult to create, or the heavens above? Allah hath constructed it, not even created it, not even fathered it, meaning originated it, but constructed. A different word is used here. So that too, the point to be noted. And then everything else falls apart. And as, did I read 23? And as to those who disbelieve in the communications of Allah, so see, the communication signs and communications all fall apart. Once I showed you from Surah Ankabut an ayat, and against Surah Naziyat on creation. Who is more difficult to create? For Allah constructed it, the heavens. And as to those who disbelieve in the communications of Allah and His meeting, they have despaired of my mercy, and these it is that shall have a painful punishment. Sorry, Allah, this is not you, not the true Allah. Why? Because in Surah, which ayat? Now again I have to give you the ayat that says, if you find much contradictions, and on my first channel I've come, this is just a backup channel. Anything which goes wrong in that channel, I can come to this channel, perhaps use that. Use this if I'm banned or something, because I, due to my condition, I do a lot of bad things, say things and all, which could get me into a lot of trouble. And plus with the Muslims, I thought they would want to ban my channel or something, but they haven't taken such a action of banning my channel. So much contradiction if you find, where is it? I did in the Quran. If you find, I keep forgetting, sorry, you'll just have to bear with this. Much contradiction, then it is from other than Allah. Do not reflect, then it is, this Quran is from other than Allah. Now I found many contradictions, and what I do is I go live streams most of the times, usually on my first channel, Zahra Bazak, ex-Shia Truth Seeker 1. So again, it's Surah Nisa at 82, which I keep forgetting. And this is one of the important main ayats that I use, because I'm using Quran ayats to show you, that Islam is wrong and all this, and how many contradictions, the crookedness, Surah Qaf ayat, much contradictions in the Quran. So that's why this is very important ayat for me, that I should remember in which surah it is, what number it is. But I don't remember. Then, do they not reflect upon the Quran? If it had been from any other than Allah, they would have found within it much contradiction. Finding much contradictions. So many of the contradictions I found, I mean, I can't try to come live and show you, but I'm losing my health a lot more than before. This has been a miracle that I've been doing this. It's very painful. Will they not, different pictorial translation of this ayat, Surah Nisa 82, will they not then ponder on the Quran? If it had been from other than Allah, they would have found therein much incongruity. Same thing, in other words, contradiction. Discrepancy. Yusuf Ali, do they not consider, the Quran? Had it been from other than Allah, they would surely have found therein much discrepancy. Shakir also, discrepancy, contradiction. Muhammad Sarwar, Muhsin Khan, much contradictions. Arbery, much inconsistency. Okay, so thank you, corpus.quran.com. Now, please get this and leave Islam. Everything has fallen apart. The arguments used by Allah to tell you to believe in Allah's communications and what Abraham was telling his father, polytheists of his time, all those arguments to see the creation of Allah, how it originates, how He's originated it, considered that, and repeated it, and travel in the earth and see. Right? 20th ayat of Surah Ankabut, the next one after this one in question, like I showed you against the Surah Naziyat, ayat 27. all this falls apart. It's fallen apart. So then I have something for you extra here. So what I found in Surah Ankabut, another thing, was that look at this against the polytheists. Among people are some who say we believe in Allah. Okay, there are some hypocrites. Allah wants to distinguish between them. And so we go to, but where I want to take you is to ayat 27 actually, I think. Carry heavy burdens. Behold, Abraham said to his people, serve Allah and fear Him. Yeah. So this was in my notes, these ayats. Punishes whom He pleases. Signs of Allah meeting with Him. And the ones who disbelieve in the signs of Allah and meeting with Him, those have despaired. Yeah. Like that. So different translations. And there are no response from His people except that they said kill him or burn him, meaning kill or burn Abraham. But Allah saved him from the fire indeed, and there are signs for people who believe. So in Hinduism you see that there's Narguna and Sarguna. Like you will not be punished if you don't worship any idols or anything. They will not harm you in any way. It's your choice. You have a choice to do that. Right? And there's no harm done to you for that. And he said, you have chosen, but they said this is better. Bhakti, devotion, idol worshipping is better than, or worshipping bhakti, devotion to Sri Krishna. So it's like that. It's not like a hard and fast rule. Or if you even criticize Prophet Muhammad or Islam, you'll be killed. It's not like that in their religion. Although there are some of my Shia Ismaili groups and all, they say that God, they quote a very good ayat. I will show you that too. Let me first show you that. So we'll come to 25th ayat of Surah Ankabut. But before that, like our, the Ismaili Imam, I think he's very into, and all these, whoever, like freedom of thought and religion, and we could find out for ourselves. But they'll say that had Allah willed, He would have made you. They take these kind of ayats, Surah Maida ayat 48, but not this. I don't think, because test you in what he has given you. So raise to all that is good. To Allah is your return. Had Allah willed, He would have made you one nation, united in religion, but He intended to test you. Maybe take a softer, for the Ismailis, softer ayat, Surah 42, ayat 8. And if Allah had willed, we could have made them one nation, but He admits whom He wills to His mercy, and the wrongdoers will have neither protector nor a... Okay. This is also not soft. The wrongdoers, Zalimeen or Zalimun, will neither have any protector nor helper. Yeah, so they quote, they would quote this, that had Allah will, so leave them alone. Like those who don't want to, worship Allah in the sense that the Sunnis worship Allah and take Islam, and in the sense that the 12 Shias worship Allah and take Islam or something. So you just leave it on to Allah to decide in the end. He tests you. So if He willed, He would have made you one nation into one religion, meaning also. So what interpretations you... Yeah? And of course, this is like, it's not like Islam has a variety of giving you, because it can be interpreted, ayats can be interpreted in different ways, and Islam gives you a variety. Like you can go into spirituality, into the depths of spirituality, or you can remain a businessman, practical, and you don't have to go too deep into your religion, because Allah understands you're working for your family, this, that, and you're a businessman. So you can just take it like that, but don't harm anyone, Ismailis would say. Ismaili Imam would say. For had God so willed. Islam is such variety. You can believe in God the way you want to and interpret the Quran ayats the way you want to. These are tariqats, they are paths to God. But that's not the real Islam. When you look at the Quran ayats, look at Surah Fat ayat. Prophet Muhammad is like stern against the disbelievers, merciful for his believers. For had God so willed, he could. This is Surah Nahl ayat 93 also. For had God so willed, he could surely have made you all one single community. There's free will. However, he lets go astray him that wills to go astray and guides aright him that wills to be guided. So maybe this is a very softer, like, pluralism and into this, like, just let them go. It's between them and God. You don't go and kill them and this and that. Prophet Muhammad, Imam Ali were never the aggressors. And guides aright him that wills to be guided. And you will surely be called to account for all that you ever did. So leave it up to God, like even some of our 12 Shias would even say that. Like we don't go after Sunnis who are killing the Shias and against persecuting Shias, Some of our ulamas say, just leave it. Don't think it's bad for you. Think it's good for you. These are the party from among you who spread false rumors. They would give us Surah Nur ayat. Believers, what they did, spreading the false rumors. You thought it's a petty thing, whereas in the eyes of Allah it is grave matter, very serious grave matter. So like that. So maybe even the Ismailis can give you Surah 16 ayat 93. And make it look beautiful. But guess what? The thing is that against this ayat, Surah Ankabut ayat, I was watching a debate, I'm not going to say here. I have said it on Facebook. Isa and David would recently. And, I was saying Isa should leave Islam. He's really cool. He's a good man. So I was thinking, he's saying about Sufism, and I went late when the questioners were asking him questions there. I was like, I think he should leave Islam. And most of them someone agreed with me there. Someone agreed with me. So, if you see that in Sufism, we have such variety of things in Islam, schools of thought. Sufism, we have there. Irfan, Gnosis, we have. You can choose what you like, pick and choose, this, that. No, it's not like that. I must correct you. And he said, you have chosen So, I was thinking, could it be that Rumi and those who have been Sufis couldn't leave Islam at that time? It must have been very difficult. Because as Sunnis, Umayyads were killing, we were told like that, and we see that Sunnis discriminating against Shias. In fact, calling them kafirs, wanting to even kill them if they get a chance to kill them. Perhaps, I don't know. Like in Pakistan, they had the genocide and all this. God knows who was killing them. So extremists. Yeah, but Sadiq Hamshiri, there was from the Sipai Sahiba. He was a Sunni. And some start to spread rumors that it's the Mossad going into our Shia procession. It's not the Sunni extremists even now. God knows. That Mossad has come in Pakistan, Karachi, also to kill the Shias. So all this was happening. We didn't know what was going on really, what to believe in. Anyhow, so the Sufis would be scared, right? So put the like I should say that, why shouldn't we put, acknowledge who gave us the freedom? I think the Sufis wisely left Islam, but they were, can you believe it? But still, what Rumi has written about Imam Hussein and all says something, yeah. But anyways, so I was thinking like that, but I didn't comment there that I think Isa, Sufism, I didn't know how to comment there, so I just left it. But, maybe they were like, God knows what they, but I think, okay, whatever I think, my comment, but for now, Surah Ankabut ayat 25 says, and he said, you have chosen idols apart from Allah. This really broke my heart recently when I realized that, oh my God, the idol worshippers. What patience. So I'm still having difficulty. I didn't think I would. I cried all I could today as a bond of love for one another. So there was an aunt of mine from my mother's side, her sister. She said, you worship Mr. Sa. Why do you worship Mr. Sa? So I wrote a poem on that. He who has this trust in God, can you reject the love I have for my beloved? The love I have? So anyhow, let's see how. And he said, you have chosen idols apart from Allah as a bond of love for one another in the earlier life. This life only. Then on the day of resurrection, you will deny one another and curse one another. And your shelter is the fire. So Hazrat Ibrahim can say this, but so they got him perhaps wanting to burn him or something, I don't know. And then we're told in the Quran, God saved him. So I think they wanted Abraham to prove that, okay, let's see if you get burnt or not. In real life, show us, right? Anyway, the Quran says he was saved from the fire that Nimrud made for him. Then on the day of resurrection, you will deny one another and curse one another. And remember, God has said in the Quran that, even if you give everything to have affection between yourselves, you would not. It's Allah who puts affection. And also those who do good deeds and believe in Allah and do good deeds, the gracious God, Ar-Rahman, creates love in your hearts, the believing men in Surah Maryam ayat. So no one can create this love except Allah in your hearts. Put it there. This is the best mercy, all this compassion, God will have mercy on you. But to put love in your hearts for one another, even the Quran ayats are there. And it's the best gift God can give you. This is part of compassion and mercy. Or is mercy and compassion a part of love? Because in London, on it was written on the wall where we used to live, main road, God is love. So I realized that Christians believe that, love is not apart from God. That God is love. And that Christians don't believe that God is beyond love. Like I told my mother, isn't God beyond love? Or I thought to myself, I'm not sure, in London when we were living there. Right? With white paint, it was written like a chalk on the wall. Written, with a chalk. God is love. So these idols, apart from Allah, like besides Allah, as a bond of love for one another. Wait a minute. Prophet Muhammad, Surah 42, ayat 23, love for his family. the religious scholars unanimously agree, non-Shias, that it's Fatima, like the specific ayat for the specific. It's not a general ayat that you love your kin, but it's like specifically for Ali, Fatima, Hassan, Hussein. Love of Prophet Muhammad's kin. This is the Ajr Risalat. And this is in the injunction, what do you call that? Directive, injunction, law, rule. This is like compulsory in Islam. This is why we say, the Shias, that it's not a sunnah to love Imam Hussein. It's compulsory, it's a command from the Quran ayat, Surah 42, ayat 23. In some 24 ayat, the number becomes 24. But usually in this Quran it's 23. Okay. Idols have chosen idols apart from Allah as a bond of love for one another in the earlier life. Guess what? Then on the day of resurrection you will deny one another and curse one another, and your shelter is the fire. So Abraham is saying, oh my God is saying this. So, you idol worshippers, and you will have no helpers even, right? And your shelter is fire. Wow, what a way to taunt them and tell them this very truth that he thought he was saying. Guess what I found in Goodreads? And I have known this, found it on Shahram Shiva. Who was he? On his website long time ago in Karachi. I was on the internet. Found this of Rumi, right? Love is from the infinite and will remain until eternity. The seeker of love escapes the chains of birth and death. Tomorrow, when resurrection comes, the heart that is not in love will fail, not pass the test. Fail the test. Tomorrow, when resurrection comes, you see, Rumi wrote this against what Abraham was saying in Surah Ankabut ayat 25. Now do you get it? So this is the ending part that I saved. And God saved, perhaps truth saved for me to give it to you here. And I have to give it to my... So this, I haven't given it in my first channel, this. Love is from the infinite, right? And if God is the infinite, I don't know. But love is from the infinite God and will remain until eternity. The seeker of love escapes the chains of birth and death. Tomorrow, when resurrection comes. My goodness, I found out so quickly. Recently my question was to Esau, was debating David Wood. He's a good guy. On Modern Day Debate channel. If he was saying that, the Sufism, like, it's very versatile, this religion, and no, it's not. So I said that Isa should leave Islam. Better off leaving Islam. You've got it wrong, you've misunderstood it. And, you see, the heart. Tomorrow when resurrection comes, what does Ibrahim say to his people in Surah Ankabut, ayat 25? Then on the day of resurrection you will deny one another, because you have created this love, mawadat, right? Love for the idols among you in the life only, hayat-e-dunya, for the life of this world. And on the day of resurrection, you will be the losers, denying one another, cursing one another. And your abode will be the fire, nar, and not for you any helpers. Okay? After a long time, I found out where Rumi stands. But anyways, Rumi has written about Imam Hussein, Rumi on Imam Ali, Rumi on Imam Hussein. I searched this out when I was in Karachi on Yahoo. I got over 50,000 couplets he refers to, less than 20. Rumi's View of Imam Hussein by William C. Chittick. Okay. But there's one that Rumi says, no, love is from the infinite. So it goes against Surah Ankabut ayat 25, what Abraham is saying to his people. Okay? Just to make sure you know about this, that Abraham is. But there was no response from his people except that they said kill him or burn him, right? This is Abraham. Okay? And so Abraham is saying to his people that in response to after they tried to burn him and he didn't burn, and he said, you have chosen idols apart from Allah as a bond of love for one another. Oh, maybe they tried to show Abraham that, look, we'll put you in the fire and we'll take you out of the fire and you will not be singed a bit by the fire. Who knows what has come? How it has come. So you can't trust this, right? So that's why Rumi writes against this, what Abraham said to the ones who tried to burn him, Namrud, and the other one. Nimrud was the head, I think. And he said, you have chosen idols apart from Allah as a bond of love for one another. And does the Quran say Pharaoh was also there? Because Pharaoh was not at the time of Abraham. Pharaoh was at the time of Moses. So someone was saying that is also wrong historically in the Quran. If you say Nimrud, then Pharaoh, and then which Pharaoh was there? Or maybe you'll say it's a different Pharaoh than the Pharaoh Musa was against, or Musa's Allah was against. Maybe Nimrud and let me see someone. Maybe I'm not. I didn't get it right. Nimrud and Pharaoh against. Oh God, I have to take these things out and put myself into a lot of searching. Quran. I wanted this to be short. No. Abraham and Nimrud, not Nimrud, not Pharaoh. Okay? Yeah. We knew that Abraham was with Nimrud. Yeah, so I'm wrong. Wherever I got that from, I'm wrong. So there was no Pharaoh at that time, there was Nimrud. Nimrod. Okay? So anyways, about this, sorry, I apologize greatly. And so I leave you sincere, heart to see you see for yourself. I give you the truth, sincerely, unbiased, against myself also if it is. I find out, I'll come here and say, oh, you know what, this is against, this is against my religion, this is against Imam Hussein, against, I go for Yazid. I'm with the Yazid. I started to be with Yazid. I case for Yazid against Hussein. I tried my best in that channel long time ago. Even against Bibi Zainab. So very sincerely, honestly, not that I'm I'm Radharani and I have to, no. I'm after the truth and nothing but the truth. So I leave you with the truth to see for yourself, examine it, and then you decide for yourself what you need to do. Thank you so much. God bless you all. Have a wonderful, beautiful day always with your family members, loved ones, and love one another. Love one another and allow others to love the ones they love. And oh, yes. I leave you now for, I'm quite tired. I wish I could read that poem, but I cannot. I'm tired. Sorry, I need to take a break right now and then go on my first channel. Please do follow the first channel. This is a backup channel. Thank you so much.